This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IPO Livecast. Dave Mustaine earned his brown belt in jiu-jitsu earlier this week, and it inspired Robert to take some classes as well. And this, my friends, is how Rob finally learned what it is to be the bottom. Our IPO Livecast starts now.
You're muted, Rob.
She's right.
You muted yourself.
Love to start a podcast with you're muted, Rob.
He's trying to bottom himself
Right.
to the muting button.
Welcome to RIPL Livecast. We're here. It's October. Well, it's been October for a while.
Yeah.
October 15th. It's the middle. It's the Ides of October.
Well, you weren't wrong. It is October. Yeah, it's just not a new statement.
And we're hanging out. We're almost at Halloween. Knee deep in spooky season, as nobody really says. I feel like only media calls it spooky season, right?
It's like you're trying to make fetch happen with that.
Yeah. It's no. Yeah, no.
Nothing
Nothing spooky. It's spooky season is every day nowadays. What day isn't spooky?
Yeah, this is when we have a break that we pretend to think about witches and ghouls and stuff. You know?
This is ironic spooky season.
Yeah.
All very accurate. Welcome to RIPL Livecast. If you celebrate spooky season, you can always email us, riplivecast@gmail.com. And hang out with us in our Discord. We had a few new members this week. If you want to hang out in our Discord chat, it's free chat. We're in there all the time, sharing fun links, talking to other live cast stars. Go to riplivecast.com. The invite is right there on that page. You can get all of your livecast info at riplivecast.com, including merch and our social media pages, where to listen to us. It's cool. It's nice. It's a nice little links page. It is October 15th. Dave Mustaine is, in fact, a brown belt in jiu-jitsu.
Allegedly.
And
he says that. We don't know that.
Well, there's pictures.
There's photographic evidence.
Listen, I could buy a brown belt at the 99-cent store. That doesn't mean I earned
But is it graded?
I feel like I don't think this is the type of thing where you would want to lie about that kind of thing. But,
okay.
Is brown better than black for belts?
Brown is one level under black.
Okay.
That's the next level.
So I have to follow up with you, Rob. Why wouldn't he want to lie about that?
Yeah.
Because it's all about honor. This whole thing is about not lying.
But that's the whole point. If he has no honor,
why would he care? But then, why would he even be involved in this thing? The whole thing is about your respect for the mat and all that. Taking it all
because
seriously.
He's not that guy. That's what I'm saying. Like, he wants to be that guy without putting the work in. He probably just paid somebody.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing, the way you earn these belts is just by the amount of hours that you train.
Right. You don't have to beat anybody or anything.
Here's the ceremony. Very loud.
That's all. This is all diegetic music. That's like the belt is making that noise as they put it around him. Because he's so
He bought it at a mall kiosk. It's one of those musical belts.
it's like anime. It's like his fighting spirit is coming out because he won this brown belts.
Could you read this line from Mustaine about
his sensei?
My sensei, that means teacher for all you uninitiated. Benny the Jet Urquidez has the style of karate, kung fu, aikido, judo, jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, Greco-Roman wrestling, Muay Thai, boxing, and American boxing. I should have done that. Can I do that over again? Hold on, I gotta do that properly. Hold on, here we go. You guys ready? Okay. My sensei, Benny the Jet Urquidez, has the style of karate, kung fu, aikido, judo, jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, Greco-Roman wrestling, Muay Thai boxing, and American boxing. So it's all those things rolled into one. It's a 9-style discipline. My second black belt is in Saigon Taekwondo.
That's
was a little more. I didn't fit the meter, but anyway. And I was an assistant instructor in that style, and then I taught it privately for a while.
On Cameo? Do you think he did Taekwondo lessons on Cameo?
Oh man.
Teach you how to do a chop or a takedown?
Oh.
So it takes on average 6 to 11 years of consistent training to get a brown belt.
From zero.
From zero, yes.
So like what's the belt below brown?
Okay, it says it takes an average of 1 to 2 years to go from a white belt to a blue belt.
Okay.
Then you're gonna go a blue belt 2 to 4 years until you are a purple belt, and then 3 to 5 years from that to go from purple to brown.
And then how long from brown to black?
An additional 2 years, it says.
Okay, so I look forward to 2 years from now when we're making fun of Dave again for wearing a robe and buying a belt.
Well, now we know. Now we know. October 15th, 2022. If he claims to be a black belt before October 15, 2024, Darren, your theory is correct.
I will also admit this is just a theory. I am just skeptical.
Actually, let's look up. I'm sure he must have posted.
We definitely talked about it last
when he
time.
was a purple
and it feels
belt.
like it was a while ago. So
yeah, because obviously Noah was on the show.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
Sid,
Dave Mustaine is now a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. Hold on a minute. All
right.
The date on this
I'm holding.
is January 21st, 2021.
Well, wait. So
we're
to be
almost at 2 years.
to be
So, I mean,
totally
like,
fair, does it take 2 years for each level, or is the brown belt a 2-year level, or a 1-year level, and the next one is a 2-year level?
Well, here's the thing. It's not like a set thing, I think, So it has almost been 2 years since he's gotten the purple belt. It's been 1 year and 9 months, right? 1 year, 10 months.
Does he get to speed it up because he's a celebrity? Like, I got shit to do.
Yeah, I got to be on tour in 2 months, so let's do it now. T-Tam points out that jiu-jitsu brown belts are only $9.99 on Amazon. Should we all just get ourselves some belts?
Yeah, let's do it.
No. But I was talking to Noah about this. We were texting about it, and
So that wasn't a joke. You really have started doing jujitsu.
Oh yeah, I did. I mean, I really didn't want to talk about it just yet. It's fine that we're talking about it, but because I haven't really done anything yet. I just took the trial classes, but I think I'm going to do it.
In addition to the swimming, or instead of?
No. I can't do. I still always want to do swimming. My dilemma now is on the days that I would be doing jiu-jitsu, do I go swimming after? Or do I just save that?
Can you do underwater jiu-jitsu?
Oh my God, that's next level. No, I don't think you can. But it was really interesting. So I want to get in better shape. It's a constant struggle, as I've talked about many times on the show in the past 690 plus episodes.
Same here.
And I just don't really like lifting weights. It's too boring for me. I mean, I guess I can get
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I guess I could get a personal trainer. That's expensive. So I'd rather just be doing something with other people, like something in a communal setting.
I can tell you,
it just seems like a good compromise there.
It is. One thing that works for me is when I feel really out of shape, I just go in the gym and do cardio only for a while. And that gets me to feel less puffy. And like, I feel like you don't have to get into, I'm not going to get into like ripped status by doing that, but I just lose the excess bloat that I have. And then I feel motivated to do more. Like, then I feel like I can just go do like a weightlifting program because I don't feel like such a fat fuck anymore.
Yeah, like I can't get into cardio. The only time I enjoy doing cardio is during when New Japan Pro Wrestling has their G1 tournament and there's like 50 wrestling matches to catch up on, and all the matches have a 30-minute time limit, so I can get through like 1 or 2 matches in a cardio session, and it's the only way that I am not bored out of my mind during cardio.
I thought you were going to say because there's so many hot guys and you wanted to like look good and get in shape for them, but I was going to say, Rob, they can't see you through your phone screen.
No. I mean, that's certainly a motivation for getting in shape, but also I think I'm hot enough for the hot guys too.
I think. Well, that's what
Want
I
a
was
piece
gonna
of
say.
this.
Like you're definitely a catch. The way the ass that you talk about getting on here. I mean, like it's a new one. Every time you go to a new
Well,
city, you've got like
Darren,
14 guys.
If Dave Mustaine could lie about earning his belts, is it not
Oh.
possible that Rob's lying about all this ass?
Well, I feel like I mean, I guess I could certainly be sending fake Instagram links, but I feel like I have kissed and told with you guys a few times and showed you.
You know, Rob, I will say this. I was skeptical of Dave because of his bad track record. I was not skeptical of you because I've not known you to be a liar, but Sid is making me question it.
Oh, no.
How long did it take him to tell us about the hickey?
That's true.
Well,
Good
what I was
point. Rob,
about...
how do you answer these allegations?
I had no comment. What I was saying to Noah.
That's what he's doing to the guys on Grindr. Sub peener. That's what he gets these subs and he gives them his peener.
You're not wrong. But yeah, so I was talking to Noah. We were sharing this link, and I was like, "Oh, it's sad coming to the realization that he could probably kick my ass," and I'm fully certain of this. And that's the thing. Oh, absolutely. So just taking these, I took 2 lessons so far.
Rob, I have to say, if you grappled with him, maybe, but if you just ran away from him and he tried chasing you, he would be passed out in 30 seconds, and then you could do whatever the fuck you want to him. He's an old man.
I don't think a fight consists of running away from somebody, though.
That's part of a fight.
Yeah, he's saying you could tire him out and then just knock him over with
right. Sure.
I have an alternate theory.
Go ahead.
My alternate theory is he's trained in a air-conditioned, sterile, dojo. You have 14 times the strength that he does. I think you can knock him over without any refinement whatsoever. You could just throw a punch, and it might not even be the best technical punch by a martial arts standpoint, but you would kill him just because he's so frail.
But I have to actually. But I actually have to connect. This is what you're not understanding. I actually have to connect with the punch. While I'm swinging, he could just grab my arm, put me in an arm bar. Boom, I'm dead. I'm done.
I don't believe it.
Broken arm.
I think someone who was more...
Or go for a takedown. Or that's the thing about jiu-jitsu that I realized in my very short time here. You don't know who knows what. and with the whole thing about jiu-jitsu is what I like about it is what I really liked about it. First of all, is that it's a very sincere kind of class. It's nobody's joking around. Everyone takes it seriously. Do you have a question, Sid?
Yeah, you say the thing with jiu-jitsu is you don't know who knows what, but isn't that the point of the belts? So that's a brown belt. Yes, I know what he knows now.
What I'm saying, if you're in a real world fight, you don't know who
but
knows.
But if you're in a real world fight, are you going to agree to the fighting style before the fight begins? You're just gonna.
You don't need to. I'm saying you just want to attack. The people in these classes, they don't look like super fit guys, super muscly. Not to say that there weren't a few of those, but they're also just regular fucking 50-year-old finance guy, like a guy that you would never think what knew what he was doing, and he was a brown belt, and he was showing. I was training with this guy, and again, looks like a total just fucking plain ass dad that on the street you'd be like, oh, I could kick this guy's ass.
Was it the Bagel Boss guy?
He was a little better built than the Bagel Boss guy and a few inches taller, but basically that. But he was taking me down. I mean, I was certainly giving him my body to do with what he needed.
Did you give him a sub peener?
You guys. I'm just saying, if I got into a road rage incident and I got out of my car and I saw this guy oh, look at this fat fuck, I could take him out, and I go swinging at him. As I'm swinging, boom, he takes me down, and he could break my arm. And I'm saying it could literally, it sounds silly, but it's true.
Rob, I agree.
And that's the whole, just to wrap up my comment.
Rob's getting heated. He's going to take us down in a second.
That's what I ultimately like about jujitsu as a training mechanism. Judorino checks in top of the morning. My body's given up already. But what I like about jujitsu is it's not about being aggressive or on offense. It's all about teaching defense and
Yeah.
how to protect yourself from being attacked.
Karate defense only.
Well, it's different. It's different than karate. It's a different
I know
martial
that.
art.
I'm familiar with martial arts, so to an extent. No, my
Like
point
Dave
is,
Mustaine and his trainer, who knows all those fancy.
Rob,
He knows karate, kung fu, aikido, judo.
I agree with you about. I agree with you about what the thrust of what you're saying. I agree that someone you see in the street may not be. They may be unassuming, but they may have serious training and beat the shit out of you. I just think this: you are so big, and Dave Mustaine is so small and frail, and so destroyed and debilitated by years and years of drug abuse
And cancer treatments. He's
Yes.
had
Oh,
all
that's
sorts
true.
of
The
shit.
disparity is too great that it's not going to matter. That's all I'm saying.
I wonder how much he weighs.
I'm
It's
joking
to the
around,
point where you might
but-
not even be able to legally claim self-defense, Rob. They might just lock you up anyway because he's such a frail old man.
I'm joking around about him having a belt, and maybe he didn't really. But I believe I'm joking. I believe he went to these classes, and I believe he knows something. And I just don't believe someone as big as you is, given his stature and size, couldn't knock him over like a feather. I said, but it's funny what you just said. I want to comment on that. That he might go to jail. I had some cereal with milk. I've got a little phlegm.
What kind of cereal?
Just regular. Honey vanilla Cheerios.
And what kind of milk?
I actually used half and half because I was feeling special today.
Wow.
I had a little treat.
Thick.
I had cinnamon toast crunch for the first time in like 35 years this morning.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
I don't want to piss on your parade, but I always found that it gets very soggy quickly. Cinnamon toast crunch.
I ate it very fast.
I like that though.
Yeah.
Cinnamon toast crunch is a great snack too without the milk. I've in later years just had it as like a chip.
I only use 2% milk though because I self-loathe.
Yeah.
Go on with your story, David.
I've given up on milk.
It's okay. It's a story about someone else though. I have a friend who started working at Rikers in at age 22. He's already about to retire, and he's my age. But he told me a story once about a guy he knew, not in the jail, but just By the way, Rikers is the big jail of New York City. It's like where
it seems somebody dies like every 3 days.
Yeah,
it's awful.
They put you there while you're waiting to be moved to a federal prison or something else. So most people go in and out of there in like 6 months. Some of them get trapped there forever for one reason or another. And a lot of them die. But anyway, so this is a tough guy who's telling me this story. He said he knew a friend who just was walking around the Bronx or whatever, and he got in a fight with a crackhead, and the guy was just being aggressive with him for no reason. So he's like, look, man, get away from me. I don't want to fight or anything. Like, leave me alone. And the guy was being persistent, and he just kind of punched the guy in the chest. The guy had a heart attack because he was on drugs and really, really debilitated. He fell over and he died of a heart attack. And the guy went to prison for 20 years because of manslaughter.
Yeah.
And he's really just kind of defending himself. But you got to be careful who you get in a fight with.
Yeah, so if I get into a fight with Dave Mustaine, I have to
get a doctor's note first.
Not to punch him in the heart to avoid manslaughter charges.
Well, Dave Mustaine doesn't have a heart. So just don't punch him in the throat, maybe.
The thing is, though, you don't know what else is wrong with him. Like, that's one story could say, hey, don't punch him in the heart, but you could punch him somewhere else and his liver explodes or something. You don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
You could punch him, he could fall back, trip, hit his head on the curb, and fall into a coma.
What's this story Deuterino's talking about in the chat? Rob, what happened with that almost fight with that 5'6" guy that was mad you didn't listen to his demo? Is that Danzig?
Rob's not that old.
I don't remember what Deuterino was talking about, actually.
Me either. Must have been said on the show, but I don't remember this.
Yeah. So
Sorry, guys. 14 years of show. We apologize.
Yeah, please remind me. T-Tam says jiu-jitsu is all about leverage, but you're still not moving something heavy with something weak. Well, what they teach you is how to use the person's your opponent's weight and their leverage against them, and like
Right.
do with trips and certain and like where you position your that's another thing that really drew me to jiu-jitsu and why I'm very curious and want to learn more is there's like a level of problem solving to it of like you have this agenda of I need to take this person down, but they don't agree with me. How can I take them down without their permission? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And all the safeties you have to put in place to make sure that while you're taking them down, they can't counter you and grab one of your limbs and do something to you. That's just as important.
Well, I agree, but like Dave, may fall down on his own. That's one thing. And Dave also has no body weight for you to leverage. He's like a feather.
Yeah, you just gotta hope that he has like a very
he can leverage he can leverage my body weight against me. That's the thing. Like I was so blown away at how these guys, without intention, without like being rough about it, were throwing me around. like
you still need some strength though. You need some strength to do it. You can't just like a 3-year-old child is not going to throw Rabba Pazzabini around.
Well, we're not just rolling around. There is the first 20 or so minutes are calisthenics, which again, I could be doing at home, but I'm not going to be doing it. But so Dorino mentions that I was confronted at a show. I mean, I'm sure such a thing happened. I know. I've just blocked it out of my memory.
Is this maybe that Meshuggah show recently where you had like 5 different run-ins with people? Is that one of the stories you told there? I don't remember.
Nobody. Well, now it's easy. I just say like, hey, I don't have an outlet to promote your artist anymore. I don't work. I'm not with Metal Injection anymore. So
you post stuff on notfest.com. That's something you could throw in a little promo.
I'm not doing music.
Now it's gonna be wrestlers coming up to him.
Yeah, wrestlers want me to give them.
Do you have an editor? Like, does somebody read your stuff before it posts?
No.
So you could post any band links you want in there. Who's gonna and it goes live? You gotta monetize this shit, man. Think about it.
My boss does read it. He just doesn't read it before I publish. So
all right, there you go.
He's gonna be at a show. And like some luchador is going to come up to him and be like, why didn't you post about my 5-star match in Our Lady of Guadalupe local church?
I've never had that. I have had a wrestler DM me and be like, hey, can I get that video you just posted of me doing this spot or whatever? And I'm
they don't have video of themselves? Don't you just post stuff off of like YouTube or whatever?
No, like if I'm at the show and I took a video at the show.
Okay.
And it's a different angle than the stream. Like it's like my phone's angle as opposed to this live stream has a different.
What show have you posted about that wasn't like a big show that they have all the footage already?
It was a GCW show.
But isn't that big? I mean, it's a smaller show, but isn't that big enough to like at least they film their own shit though?
Yeah, but my perspective was better than the angle show.
Oh, wow. Okay. Fair enough. And Dusty says it was Tank Abbott who took you down. Is that true?
I would be terrified of Tank Abbott. That guy looks scary as hell.
What's he look like now? He must be like 65 years old. Does he still look
I'm sure he looks even gnarlier.
Yeah, but like gnarly strong or gnarly close to death? Gnarly.
He's 57 years old.
Woo! Okay. Well, he looks way older than 57, but he looks even more don't fuck with me kind of look. Let's look at this.
See this.
This is like one of those.
That can't be. Oh, I guess He looks.
He had a liver transplant. So that explains why.
Yeah, you could beat him up now.
I don't know. I would not want to. This guy like this look. I don't want to see this look.
But that's years ago, bro. That's probably like 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, yeah. This is his wiki. Oh, 2015. You're right. Wow.
I could tell because I'm not some genius. Like, look at what he looks like now. He couldn't go that far in like less than 2 years or something.
Oh wow, yeah, this is 2019. So let's see.
This is a
see.
good Chuck Klosterman question. Like, do
Oh.
you think, like, how frail does an accomplished MMA wrestler have to, a worker have to be before Rob can beat them up?
Okay, here's Tank Abbott as he recently appeared on the Toxic Masculinity podcast.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Gets severed in a guillotine. Watch that show. Go get UFC 6 and see how long that tough son of a bitch Dudley Do-Right fights that off.
No, I still wouldn't want to fight this guy.
He looks like he's choking on his own beard hair. It's like in his mouth.
He has that weird thing
under
that
control.
that guys get when they get old and like a little bit frail, and if the voice goes up, you ever notice they sounds almost like the pedophile guy from Family Guy?
Has he had a stroke? Is it possible he had a stroke at some point? He's definitely had some.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you guys off, but Dusty Rhodes Muffler just called him Zzz Top. ZZZ Top. He needs a nap. That's all.
He also says he looked like he stormed the Capitol. Yes, except he did it very slowly.
Well,
He was bringing up the back.
Yeah, Rob, do you think you could have beat Antonio Inoki on his deathbed?
Oh, no chance. No
way.
chance.
You would still chop the shit out of
Out
me.
of respect, Rob would have just.
Yeah, I
laid
would
down
not. I
for
would
him.
not.
Job.
Yeah.
You know what's weird is he's still RIP a legend, but he still had the chin. Like everything else went, he was a sadly
Well, that's
deteriorated,
bone.
but
That's
the
not
chin-
muscle.
I know, but it just still looked like if you just zoomed in on his chin, he looked like a healthy young man.
The healthy chin.
Yeah. It's amazing. That just shows how strong his chin was.
What about Steve Blackman? I would never fuck with Steve Blackman ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
I agree. He
Not
was
even
like,
on,
he's
not even
legit
on his
scary.
deathbed. Yeah.
When he was in the WWF, I was already like in my mid-20s probably, and I 100% knew wrestling was fake and was cynical about it and all that stuff. And I would watch a Steve Blackman match and I'd be like, oh my God, he's going to kill that guy. He's that scary. And they weren't even like great matches. It was dumb WWF shit, but he sold it for me. Like I marked out when I watched Steve Blackman.
So there was a point where they were pitching for WWE Network for him because he right now is a bounty hunter.
Oh my God.
That's his job.
Of course. What else would he do? Sofas,
So they were trying to pitch WWE Network to do a series.
Oh boy.
Here's the sizzle reel.
Can you pause it? Don't play it yet. Look at that title. It says Black Man's Bounties.
Yeah, why?
What's up with that M? That's saying
It's
a
a
lot.
capital
there.
M.
Yeah, it's
in
a capital.
Blackman.
Yeah.
Very
Black man.
Are they trying to like cynically go after like the black audience and
no,
then like
I don't think this isn't the official. This is just like somebody reposted it, so don't take
Alright.
the copy.
Well, we'll
serious.
see how it is in the actual graphic.
Yeah.
he's not going to do like an Akeem thing and pretend to be
No,
African
no.
American?
There's no blackface in this, from what I remember.
Good. Against that. Oh, it's the Too Close for Comfort house.
Ah,
Okay, so this is just cops with Steve Blackman. Basically.
it sort of.
And this
feels-
is way too much,
there's a horse on a
build-up.
farm. What is going
Yeah,
on?
let's get to it.
Yeah.
It's 30 seconds and nothing has happened. Oh, here we go.
This is like Rob Zombie's Monsters. It's just not getting to the point.
So now he's beating up a cop, and he's. So are we supposed to believe that he stole Big Boss Man's vest?
Ah!
And took his career? Was it a career
yes.
on a pole match and Steve Blackman won?
This is a whole arc here.
On the ground, on the ground. Get on the ground now. Get on the ground.
Oh my God, this is such bullshit. This is so staged.
Yeah.
They're just pointing a gun at a guy. Come on, get on the ground, get on the ground. This guy's
If you
totally an
wanna run,
actor.
don't come to this fucking bail because I'm gonna find you, right? Didn't I tell you that? Don't come to this office. We don't play, man.
Who is this guy?
His partner.
Willie Trainham.
He trained him. He trained Steve Blackman to be a shitty cop.
T-Tam says, it looks like it is actually black man bounties with only black men in the intro.
Yeah, black men are the bounties. That's everyone he's
Yeah,
gonna
the
be
black men are
arresting.
the bounty. Yeah, it should be Black Man's Bounty. This is Black Men Bounty.
Yeah.
Oh, look, they're both the creators of the show as well.
Oh,
Good friends.
I feel like he probably had to give a black man equal credit so that he could feel less guilty about all the
Yeah.
black people he's arresting in this show.
Steve Blackman doesn't want to get canceled.
Come to the door now. We're gonna kick it in.
Get the fuck away from my house.
Come down to the door.
You know why we're here? Get down here and open the door.
Yes, sir.
Is he just like shirtless with a bulletproof vest on? What is this, Steve Blackman? Come on, man. That's
hilarious.
unprofessional.
Can he wear the cheese head during this while he's arresting
This is like a
people?
fucking Naughty by Nature video. What is going on?
Get the fuck in my house. You got a warrant?
This is so offensive. The he said at the bottom of my
Wait a
shoe
minute.
is the warrant.
What? That's not legal.
Of course, it's not legal. That's how I know this is fake. That's how I know this is fake because he would have been arrested for this.
I'm not opening my fucking door.
Let me search your house now.
Dumber
He's
and
not no
dumber.
fucking cop.
Get the fuck away from my house.
You want
Yeah,
the door
good.
kicked in? She got a weapon. She got a weapon.
That
She got a
bitch just threw a
weapon.
glass at me.
Good.
Get down
Shoot
here and
fucking
I'll pound
Steve
your
Blackman,
face.
lady.
Here, there you go.
She only opens her door for Ken
Cut
Shamrock.
them off.
They're just parked by a cornfield now.
This is
I
like
would've
a
wa-
million times
Yeah.
worse than I remembered this.
I would have watched this if Al Snow was his bounty partner.
Right behind them. They're coming up. I'm right on their asses. Cut them off.
No visual yet.
Dusty says he's wearing D'Lo Brown's chest plate. Maybe he had another match with D'Lo
Yeah.
Brown and he won that. He just acquires body armor from different wrestlers that he fights.
He just raided the locker room and came up with a whole new show out of it.
Let me see your hand. Let me see
He's
your
like
hand.
Mega Man. Whenever he beats a wrestler, he takes that guy's gimmick, and then he has all these gimmicks when he does his show.
Because if you give us the wrong address and we go to this place and it's bullshit.
Another black guy they're arresting. Jesus Christ.
You understand? I don't need the charge. I don't need a charge. I don't need a charge.
Do they arrest one white person in this show?
Vince McMahon for sexual harassment. That's at the
Yeah.
end.
I'm sure those charges will stick.
If I like to practice.
This is real dark, but I think he's sparring with a black guy now too. Like he's
Or he's
practicing
teaching
beating up black
someone
people.
else?
He has to practice beating up black people so he can do it in the show later.
Yeah.
For real.
You know what time it is with us. We're an MMA squad of fighters.
God.
Do you know who we are?
Get the
Did not
fuck
tell you
out
that?
of here.
Did not tell you. If you want to run, don't come to this fucking bail because I'm gonna find you, right?
Does he have like a tribal tattoo, but it's just on his shirt sleeve? Is that what we were just looking at? Look at that. Do you see that?
Oh, wow.
It's a part of his uniform.
Well, because of all this MMA content, you know what has to happen, right? Sometime in the season, there's a Dave Mustaine cameo on the show.
Oh no!
Oh, he's also a bail bondsman. Let's see.
I mean, isn't that sort of the same thing? It's all connected. Oh, there's a woman running away.
In a 1930s prison outfit for some reason.
Is that like Steve Blackman's girlfriend? Probably.
You know what's
Yeah.
so funny? It's like it's very clearly like an LL Bean outfit.
Party
And they
City.
print it out. Yeah, like they,
Little
no, I
pajama?
think it's like a girl's,
Oh,
yeah,
real,
like a
yeah.
pajama or something, like a real thing. And
Horizontal
then they print it
stripes.
out. Yeah, they printed out just some numbers to make it.
Because
a
that's how
prisoner's
prisons
outfit.
work now. Look, she's corpsing too. She was just
Oh,
laughing.
Like what kind of prison outfit has that kind of collar? Look at how wide that collar. That's not standard issue.
Yeah, you can hide
Way
all
to
kinds
do
of
this.
shanks in
We
there.
went
and
out of
stuff.
jail, called Blackman for bail. As a former WWF wrestler, I guarantee we can slam the competition. I have offices
boy.
in Dauphin, Cumberland, York, and Perry counties. That's
Mr.
24 hours a
Charisma.
day, 7 days a week. Call 919-2015.
He's dressed like the
That's
maitre d' of an
919-2015.
Italian
Don't
restaurant
let
where
this
not
be
a
you.
single
Sir, spend
employee
more
is
time
actually Italian.
Yeah, that's true.
Look at
than you
that.
have to. That's Blackman bail.
Come to Black Man's Scungilian Gelato.
Oh, look, it's the same woman.
He's just really.
She's busy. She's breaking a
But
chain
there's
link
an easier
fence.
way to do this. If you want out of jail, call Blackman for bail. As a former WWF wrestler, I guarantee we can slam the competition. I have offices in Dauphin, Cumberland, York, and Perry.
Wait,
It's the same
so he's
script.
this is so weird to me. Like he's appealing. His ad
No, he's
is
not.
marketed. His ad is hey, back in the day.
Well, that's what bail bondsmen do. They'll pay to get you out, but then if you don't show up for your case or you don't pay them back, then they hunt you down and arrest you.
Yeah, but it's usually not the same guy though.
But it's
No,
just
he's
weird
just
that
a better
he's,
businessman.
he's like this woman is trying to escape from
Yeah.
jail.
Right, he's
And
helping
like
him.
he's like, yeah, and he's like, hey, don't escape that way. Escape
Yeah.
with me. Like, pay
Yeah,
me.
I'll get your ass out. He has no
Yeah.
morals. He will just get you out. You don't show up, he'll throw your ass back in prison.
With
Well,
her,
isn't
he
the whole
might
thing-
accept things other than cash, though.
Oh, you think? Hey, take
I
off
think I
that
saw that clip on Pornhub.
take off that LL Bean horizontally
Yeah,
striped
let's see what you got
1930s
underneath
prison outfit. Let's see what you got under there. What you working with? Let's see those cans.
Well, isn't the whole thing with the bail bondsman is it's like you basically have to pay that they hold 10% of the bond, whatever the
Yes.
bond is, and then if you renege on it, they keep it and then they go hunt you down.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right.
Something like
But
that.
yeah. But they have a company that like the guy who holds the bond usually doesn't just go also find you like wherever you are.
I
They
see.
just have muscle. Oh,
Steve
Well,
Blackman.
Steve Blackman, Sid.
Yeah.
Steve Blackman. Because he helped he finds black people and brings them back to prison.
It's
That's what
always
the
nice
show's
when your real name is also your porn star name.
yes.
You have to change it. It's
He
good.
kind of looks like a late 90s Spice Channel porn star. He totally does.
100%.
I'm just shocked. Like I shouldn't be shocked. It's kind of, but I'm surprised they weren't aware of the optics of putting all 4 in a row black victims in their trailer, though. Like, wouldn't you for appearances, even if the show is all about rounding up black people and bringing them back to prison, wouldn't you put one white person? I mean, even cops knows every episode.
Hold on, there was one white person, Steve Blackman.
No, I meant the victims they're beating up and throwing into prison, though.
They know their audience. They're not fucking around.
Wow.
Well, to be fair, there is no audience. The show never got picked
up. Well, we're watching it.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Steve Blackman, if you're around and you're listening, let us know what you're up to. Hit us up, riplivecast@gmail.com. That's the address.
I gotta go back and read this comment. This is too good. Deuterino said Homer Simpson can back up into Tank Abbott's beard. Like
and
that
we never
meme.
see Homer again. All right,
his beard is bigger than the rest of his frail body.
It might just be like bone dust. It's not even a beard. It's just he's disintegrating. It's like his lower half.
Just his skin is flaking off. He's like a sarcophagus. Just a fucking mummy.
Oh my god.
And he could still beat up Rob.
If he was still in WCW, he could do like the Mist, except it's just dry skin flakes.
There's a problem with that though. You can only do it 7 or 8 times and then you blow away. Like there's nothing left of you. Make sure you pick your opponents very carefully. Don't overuse that bit.
Yeah, that's only for the title matches, not for the mid card stuff.
Total waste of skin and life.
So elsewhere, outside of the music world.
Wait, we were in the music world just now?
I guess we were in the wrestling world more. Outside of the MMA world.
Yeah.
The bounty hunter world.
Outside of the Blackman world.
Steve Blackman world.
We have this breaking news story. A Manhattan congressional candidate who is very behind in the polls has decided to kick things up a notch publicity wise and publish a porn video on OnlyFans to highlight.
I saw it on Pornhub.
His sex positive platform.
Oh,
you watched the video?
What's your
I
review?
skimmed.
Give us the Yelp review of this.
I mean, she's a very good actress. I'll give her all the credit in the world. She earned whatever the hell he paid her.
So who is this? This is a sex worker that he hired.
Yeah, she's a porn actress, I guess. I'd never heard of her before, but I guess she's a porn actress, porn model. And
so the candidate is Mike Idkiss.
We were just talking about this in the Discord. Like, it just sounds like one of those names, like Mike Hunt or Hey, Would You Blow
really
Me?
Does.
But it's not. It doesn't make any pun, unfortunately. But it's so close.
Yeah, if there was an L, like Mike L. Itkiss.
Mike
Mike
Clitoris? Mike
my dick hurts, something like that. It's almost.
Mike Littress.
Yeah. Mike
So
lick
he-
lick lips.
Mike Dick this.
There wouldn't be a video. But he's not a great performer, but she does a lot with what the material she's given. It's like a Jim Carrey in Ace Ventura level performance she puts on.
Oh wow, high praise.
What's
Really
the
brings the script to life.
What's the cack? Well, what's he working with down there?
I didn't see that. Like in my skimming, I never saw penis.
Oh, okay.
I saw balls as she was riding him. That's the most I saw.
Fair enough.
So I'm guessing not much.
From a still I've seen on like a porn blog that I read. it looked like he's packing. I could send it in the private chat if you're curious, Darren. I could send the still.
Sure, I'll take a look.
Darren's still an undecided voter in that race, so this might put it over the top.
There you go. I sent it in the G chat.
Oh, the G chat.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, no. It's intellectual curiosity because I feel like
that's not packing.
Let's see.
What do you
That's
mean?
nothing
Her
special.
whole she has her whole
whole
hand around it, and then there's still a few.
Her
inches
hand
above
is
it.
like half around his balls. No, that's Rob.
No,
you're
I
being
don't
way
know.
too generous.
I think, but I wouldn't say he has.
I would
tiny
say,
penis.
yeah, I would say you're being a little too judgmental, Sid.
I wouldn't say he has a tiny penis, but I wouldn't
like-
say
yeah, it's
packing
not-
I'm not
either.
saying-
saying
porn
I'm not
star.
saying I'm not saying it's 11 inches here,
No.
but I'm saying he has nothing to be embarrassed about.
I've found Rob in his statements to be very kind to people with small penises or
Yeah.
smallish penises.
Yeah.
You're very, I feel like maybe there's a stereotype about gay men that they're size oriented. And
Well, Rob's the top, so it doesn't matter to
Yeah,
him.
it doesn't. Yeah, I'm not.
No, but so what? You could be a top, but you could still be condescending to a man's penis, right? Like it's just more your attitude is very
But
benevolent.
the guy might get off on that.
That's true. Well, who knows? I was trying to give Rob a compliment. You're determined to undermine it.
Don't get me wrong. I certainly love a big penis,
Right. But you're not.
but I'm
you're
not going to turn
You're
away
not
a
mean,
small one.
and you're
Yeah.
not mean.
Have you ever dick shamed?
Well,
As like
never.
if the
foreplay
guy
or
liked
dirty
that,
talk?
though, like maybe you weren't into doing. You didn't think these things, but the man said, "I like when people do that."
Like
No,
I've had a
Be
woman
mean to
do
me?
that, like she liked to be, and I couldn't like make myself do it really.
same.
Like she wanted to be called fat or whatever, and I was like, I don't think this girl's fat at all. I think I kind of like lightly dipped my toe in it, but I wasn't. My heart wasn't in it, so I was like, it probably wasn't what she wanted, because I don't think she was fat. I didn't think she was fat at all.
I mean, I absolutely enjoy demeaning the people that I'm with. That's part of the fun.
But you have to do you have to think those things? Like if you call someone a whore or whatever, like you have to really think that, or is it just play acting?
What do you mean? Think that? I'm confused.
Like if the person likes being demeaned by, sometimes they just say they just want to live in a fantasy world and be like, like call me a slut or whatever. But like if it's something personal to them, like a racial slur or like their weight or something like that.
I am very conscious of avoiding anything racial.
But what if they want that?
I've chatted with guys on apps who were into race play, which is like demeaning racial statements, and I'm not into it. It really makes me feel uncomfortable. Like I'm into demeaning someone for their physical traits, but not their race. Like, or calling them like a sissy or a whore or whatever, or a little bitch. But
cum pig? Have you ever called anybody a cum pig?
certainly, or a cum slut. Cum slut is my preferred term. Different strokes, it.
Literally.
How
did we? Oh, the congressman.
The congressman.
Yeah, but yes,
Or
but
they're never going to be
the
a
race play
congressman.
is where I draw the line. Personally, I'm not into it.
What if
I
this
love calling the guys little faggots.
Oh,
Love it.
How do they? Has anyone ever like?
No one has ever stopped and like, hey. No,
That's-
wait a minute.
Well,
That is
let me-
problematic language.
Yeah, I was about to
haven't
say
had
that,
that.
and I retracted that. But I do have a question, follow-up question. Do you ever clear this with them, or do you just throw it out there?
clear. I don't clear.
Like, hey, I
every-
want to use that F slur. Like,
Oh, no.
would that
Not
bother
everybody's
you?
okay with that. I would
Huh?
think.
I don't go to it right away. First, I start with whatever, and then if they're responding to my demeaning language and like
Step level 2. It's level 2.
yeah, it's like a next level thing for sure.
Have you ever
I-
said
I-
anything mean about Beyonce while fucking?
Never that.
Do I want everything to stop? No.
That's over the line. F slur, that's okay.
Read what Deuterino's wife said. A comment clearly not
Well,
about Deuterino, except probably is.
She has her own identity. Taylor
But just
says,
for the listeners, I want the context that this is Deuterino's wife speaking.
Taylor says, I haven't dick shamed, but I have told the guy I thought it was funny that his thingy was a little bent. Last
So now we know
emoji.
Deuterino has a bent dick.
Hey,
Fun.
nothing wrong with a bent dick.
Have you ever bent a dick?
I've bent my dick. Fucking certainly. It's
Then
not-
it goes back though. It doesn't
yes.
stay like that.
No.
I think they meant like bent at a joint in the middle of it or something like that. Not
Like a
bent
hockey
like
stick.
pointed a certain way. That's fine. But we're also learning a lot about their sex life in this chat too.
Yeah.
What else are we learning?
Taylor said hands around the balls is good. It just got to be gentle. I think what Rob was saying and what Sid was saying was that not that there's anything wrong with hands around the balls, but rather that her hand is covering part of his balls, meaning that's not covering all shaft, meaning his dick is not that big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I agree with.
Yes.
So Itkiss, to get back to this, he's a 53-year-old Army cyber operations officer. He's running against Jerry Nadler, who
Another guy whose name sounds like it means something else.
Long-time congressman from Manhattan.
Long time. This guy's
Long
like 800
time,
years old.
and my God, this guy's. I don't think I had ever seen what his full body looked like until recently.
Oh,
Is he
really?
doing OnlyFans too?
And
I stood next to this man at a lunch counter once.
really,
Yes.
What do you
what
eat?
counter?
It was just at one of those, like, Manhattan places that they've got like 50 different booths for like pasta and sandwiches, just it's just generic workday lunch counter place. And he was just there by himself ordering a burger. And I just looked over and it's like to my boss, I'm like, is that Jerry Nadler? And it was him. He was just a little short, round, elderly Jewish man just standing there by himself. Ordering a
He
burger.
definitely has the unfortunate pear shape. Let me.
He looks like to me like, do you know how they have the stereotype like 4chan like anti-Jewish
Yes.
drawing? He
Yes.
looks in the same way he looks like the anti-politician drawing. Like he looks like what you
He
imagine
looks like a fat cat.
a corrupt politician to be if they were drawn in the 1930s.
I could
Yeah,
see
I'd
that.
That's how I felt when Trump was in office. Like he's literally the old drawings of like the rich fat cat.
Yeah, true. He's
But look at this. It's such a weird body type. He's Douglas Levison with a better suit budget.
Yes, it's really true. It's he's like an Oompa Loompa.
Who are you?
Yeah, so I never realized that he's like basically 4'10" or whatever. He's so short.
Mhm.
He's unbelievably short.
and yet he's gonna take down Mike Itzkis, who is a
Yeah.
former army guy. It's just like jiu-jitsu and Krav Maga. He's gonna take down a much bigger guy in the polls.
So he posted a 13-minute video to a popular online porn site. Oh, maybe it was Pornhub then. Of him
It
having
might be
sex
multiple.
of him having sex with porn performer Nicole. not Nicholas.
Calm down, Rob.
Nicole Sage as a quote conversation piece. He told City and State, "If I would just talk about it, it wouldn't demonstrate my commitment to the issue. And the fact I actually did it was a huge learning experience, and it actually influenced items on my platform. His issues include legalizing
French
sex
tickler.
work. His issues include legalizing sex work, which I'm all for.
So you can
and
profit
make-
off of it.
Yeah,
What?
you
So
can
he can
upload more
profit off-
videos
Oh, so he could profit off of it. I
Yeah.
thought so. I could profit. I'm like, what?
if you want.
And making sexual rights explicit. Do not rely on privacy or free speech rights, his campaign reads, where sex positivity is one of 3 campaign issues, which are all thin on details. Itkus, whose bio identifies himself as not married, no kids, not celibate, atheist. Wow, this guy sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Also seems to take an aim at child support payments,
This
writing
one's
that,
weird.
oh, wait, men should not be required to support biological children without prior agreement. Okay, you lose me there, buddy.
It's a weird for a guy who claims to have no kids for that to be one of his main issues.
Well,
Seems
he's
like he
out
has
there.
no kids that
he's-
he's agreed to pay for.
Yeah, well, he's out there stripping all these ladies. He doesn't want to find out he has to pay for it
Right.
for 18 years in a few months, you know? Itkus said the video, quote, bucket list bonanza in 2021 was his first time having sex on camera, and he insisted he is not an exhibitionist. I am very much an introvert, the, quote, very liberal registered Democrat said. Is not being for child support very liberal? I don't know. I'm kind of a nerd who, well, I guess it is very liberal. It's not very left. Am I right?
Even
I'm
I
very-
think I would say even liberals are probably pro-child.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that seems to
The
be a
only
very
people
right.
anti-child support are dads who don't want to pay for their kids. That's literally the entirety of that group. There's no overlap with other groups.
Well, that's the thing. He's like, look, women, you need to pay for your kid. Go do some sex work. It's legal now. That's his whole thing.
Well, at least he has an answer to the problem he's creating.
He's got answers. That's what I'm looking
Yeah,
for. In a
it's not like you're married, so go have some sex for your kid.
Yeah. Paid for by friends of Mike Dick Kiss.
Oh my goodness. Sex tapes may be becoming a political trend on the Upper West Side in 2021. Oh, there's no political trend. A city council candidate leaked a BDSM sex tape in an apparent attempt to stir up drama for his mockumentary On the Run. Wait, I'm sorry. I thought he leaked it. I thought his opponent leaked his BDSM. Oh no, he did.
What about his ASMR? Did that ever
Yeah.
get leaked?
But what was that guy's name, Rob? Say that guy's name.
Haywood Jablomi.
Zach Wiener was the previous guy.
Oh, Zach Wiener,
leaked-
the cartoonist? There's his
leaked his
cartoonist, Zach
wiener.
Wiener.
I don't know.
The long, illustrious history of New York political wieners.
Zach
Always
Wiener's
having
a-
something going on.
Yeah, it's true. I highly recommend the work of the cartoonist Zach Wiener. Very good. Saturday morning breakfast cereal. That's his cartoon. I don't know if it's the same guy.
Oh my God. So they also interviewed Itkus's Republican opponent, whose name also sounds like Mike Zumbluskas. What the fuck kind of name is that? He
Greek, I guess.
goes, you gotta do what you gotta do. The media ignores everybody that's not a Democrat in the city. That's his quote.
I
So is he trying to get a
guess.
sex tape?
And now he's looking for an actress to fuck on film.
I have to correct myself. Zach Wiener Smith is the cartoon.
Oh,
Zach Wiener Smith, one word. Wiener Smith.
he makes wieners.
Yeah.
He's a wienersmith. The ancient art of wienersmithing.
I want to know what those attack ads are going to be like in that race. Like, Jerry Nadler says he's never had sex in public, but what was he doing at a lunch counter with a Brooklyn Jewish man with a Nets hat on?
I might not have had the Nets hat at that
Oh,
point. I can't confirm or deny that. I need to see the security camera footage.
Literally every
definitely
video
top
about
it.
Mike Itkus on YouTube is about his sex tape. That's it. There's no ads.
There's nothing else
Nothing.
interesting about him.
That's how you got to make headlines nowadays, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what some of his issues are.
Well, didn't we just talk about them?
Yeah, but what
Yeah.
else? He's into cybersecurity.
Well, that's his job, right?
Yes. So government must take responsibility for creating a secure computing environment for individuals and maintaining balance between security and privacy. Create a federal cybersecurity agency. Ooh.
We found a
operate
couple.
as-
I'm sorry.
I don't know about that.
We found a couple of clips of a speech he gave. Do you want to hear it?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anus licking causes sepsis.
That's
Bisexuals always become insane. He ruptured intestines as his partner became a corpse.
Yeah, he's very passionate about these issues.
He's now saying it as a good thing, though. He's saying ruptured
Okay.
intestines are good.
So as I'm looking at his policy in context, the child support thing makes slightly more sense.
Let's hear it.
But I'm not saying it's I agree with it. Just now I at least understand the position. So it is within his sex positive approach. He says he actively opposes the conservative idea that sex should only happen between a man and a woman who are married to each other. Agreed. And he supports the right to not become a parent in case of pregnancy. Redefine abortion debate as a right to unplanned sex. And under abortion rights for women, the bullet point is men should not be required to support biological children without a prior agreement. So I guess this whole thing is like, look, I'm totally for abortion here. And the it sounds like his like go-to is like, look, if you're going to be having sex, you better fucking get that baby out of there. And if the guy wants the abortion and the woman doesn't, then she's on the hook for the child support. That I think that's for his position, but I don't agree with that.
Yeah, no. It still seems like he's trying to cover for shit he did back in the day.
Yeah. Well, some of this stuff I agree with. And government involvement in marriage. No discrimination based on marital status. Decriminalize sex between consenting adults, protect privacy rights, define consent, end adultery laws, decriminalize and legalize sex work. Also, I think there's all these like tax benefits for married couples that single people don't get. What the fuck's up with that? Why isn't that in here?
Yeah.
And
I don't think because he's not very serious about this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is a pretty like loose document here.
It's like written over lunch one afternoon.
It was written on the ass of the girl he just nutted on. So he just took out a Sharpie. I got an idea. I got a great idea for a platform here. He just started writing on her ass cheek.
Yeah, her lower back is the platform.
So can I wipe off first? Jesus Christ.
Okay, so now I'm on his social media.
Oh boy.
And I'm reading comments, and this guy sounds like he's a Steve Harvey fan. The fact that your moral compass is so skewed that you find campaigning on Pornhub to be an appropriate venue. Good grief. Meanwhile, we are raising a generation on easy access to porn while pretending to be oblivious to the results it produces. Couples who watch pornography are 318% more likely to commit adultery. 33% of men under 40 report some erectile dysfunction, known as PIED, porn-induced erectile dysfunction.
That's got to be made up. Pie?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't know. Not that it doesn't happen. I just mean that they made up that term.
Pied.
Yeah.
There's no Google results.
Yeah, exactly.
For pied.
Because I don't think it's. I think people are just blaming porn when they can't get it up. I don't think it's like porn induced.
Yeah, that's.
I think no. There's actually been studies about it.
I think you can be
talked about it.
Desensitized.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a medical condition.
No, because it desensitizes your dick, and you can't get an erection unless you're seeing these overly explicit kind of types of porn. You can't get an erection to like vanilla porn, or you can't get off. Well, I guess that's more because you jerk off too much.
Right.
You can't get off. Directly because of the porn.
My whole point is what I'm trying to say is that I don't think this is a physiological syndrome. This is like you watch too much porn, you're desensitized. That's a mental thing. And if you're jerking off too much, that's a physiological thing, but it's not the porn's fault. You understand what I'm saying? The porn is not causing your dick to deflate. Either way.
Porn doesn't kill erections, people kill erections. That's what you're saying.
Men who this says men who view pornography may need to progressively increase sexual stimulation to feel and remain aroused. So I think it's just like because real life sex isn't constantly escalating. It's like, peaks and valleys. You take a little break. It's hard for guys who watch porn to be consistently aroused. And they say, so also it says the use of pornography might change the way the brain reacts to arousal, making a man less likely to feel aroused by a real life partner.
Is that something that can be remedied?
Yeah, you just stop watching porn.
Well, who
You
knows?
gotta-
Maybe it could have a lasting effect that you can't reverse. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like I on some level experienced this when I first started having sex regularly, just because I was very used to only having sex from, like, pleasuring myself, and I had to actively stop doing that. And it took a while. It literally took years.
Do you still jerk off now that you have sex a lot?
No,
Like
not really.
never.
Rarely. If it's just, it's been a while.
So it was
If
never like a standalone pleasure in and of itself. It was just sex replacement for you.
Oh, it very much was a standalone pleasure. It's just I've already, like, the first 20 years of my sexual journey or whatever, I had done it enough where, like, I've explored that area of my sexuality, so to speak. And I personally find, sex with a partner much more exciting and fulfilling. And so I'd rather just save it. Like, I would find that, like, when I would jerk off in the last few years, not always, but like, if I want to have sex and I'm like, all right, whatever, I'm just going to jerk off, I find myself, like, kind of depressed is too strong, but, like, bummed out after I finish, be like, oh, that was a waste. I'm really in no
A
different
waste of
place.
what?
You only have a finite amount of nuts in your life,
Yeah,
and then you use one on that. Like,
You're not making a baby.
Oh, no, I
What are
like
we
to
wasting?
build up. I like
Yeah.
to build up my nut.
I totally get what Rob is saying there. Like, like you use it on not a really good orgasm. It feels like a waste to me.
Yeah, especially, like, if it's been a few days, and usually when I want to jerk off, it's because it's been, like, it's more for, like, all right, I need to I need to unload my nuts here.
I need to focus on other things besides sex right now.
Yeah, exactly. But then it's like a bummer because, like, oh, because it's been a few days, if I were to have sex, it would be like I would be extra hard, because I don't think it's a binary switch, an erection. I think there's different levels of how hard you can get, and if you save your load, you're getting much harder. That's my tip for you folks.
And you don't want to disappoint.
That's Rob's more than just the tip. That's the segment.
That's the new tagline we're using now.
Rob's sex advice, more than just the tip. Or more than just a tip, I guess, because the tip would be too implicative.
What are you talking
about? Words.
Wow.
Yeah. The more you know is what Brian just. I had the sound and I was furiously trying to find that clip, and I just must not have it anymore. Unfortunately, it would have been perfect right there. Behind the scenes.
Yes. So save your loads for busting in holes, folks. That's my tip.
Or just into a Ziploc bag and mail them to Rob.
That was a thing too. There was a. I've tried it because there was a reality show on Logo that was like The Gay Bachelor, and the Bachelor, it came out, was a sex worker, and one of the fetishes was that he would bust into a condom and put the condom in a Ziploc bag. Or no, I'm sorry, I take it back. Somebody else busted in a condom in a Ziploc bag and mailed it to the Bachelor. And then there's video of him opening the letter, opening the Ziploc bag, taking out the condom, and then just, like, whoop,
like a little amuse-bouche.
Unpleasant.
No. Would you do that, Rob? If it was someone you loved?
I I'd mail it. I'd mail my cum out. Sure.
No, that's not what I'm asking you.
You're a receiver. He's giving the Stephen A. Smith answer here. No comment.
Oh, we should play that. We should play that clip. I'm gonna cue it up. But if the person I was with, if my boyfriend said that was something that aroused him, I would do it. I have no.
Right.
There's nothing like.
But
I'm
again,
fine with cum.
this is not. You're not with them. You're in a different location, and it's the postal service is involved.
Well, you can
And
fake
days
it.
pass in between. You would
Yeah, I
still
don't
drink. You'd drink week old jizz.
Sure. I don't think it's like any
marinating.
more or less disgusting because it's
Really?
cold.
I don't know.
Why?
I don't
Why?
know.
It seems like another
just
level.
Not fresh.
It's just dehydrated. Yeah, it is a
Not
little.
fresh.
Not fresh. Not
Cum is
fresh
cum.
right when it comes out of my dick. I don't really want another day worth of mold.
Seriously.
on it.
Cheetam asked just some rando or someone he knew. No, it would. I'm saying for my boyfriend, for someone I love, I would do it. I wouldn't just do it for a rando.
You're saying it's not your thing, but you do it. You're a sensitive lover, and you want to make them feel good about themselves.
It's not my thing, but it's not the type of thing that's so disgusting that I wouldn't do it if
Fair
somebody else that I cared for wanted me to do it.
Totally understand that. See, for me, when jizz comes out of my body, I'm done with it. Like I want to run. If I want to be in the next room from it, I don't want to even do the work of cleaning it up, but I do it because I don't want to jizz on me or puddle anywhere. But I want to be so far away from my jizz, like I can't stand my own jizz.
Love it. I love it.
Are you being serious or are you joking?
Yeah, I love.
He ran a whole fucking song about it, Darren. He
Well,
drank
but that was a
his cover, he
joke.
liked it.
First of all, I wrote the song for Rob to perform. He never endorsed the me. He just went along with it 'cause he's a good sport.
Well, the subject matter came from a story he actually told on the show.
That's true, but he tried. The story
No,
was that
that
he
was
tried
just
it. It doesn't
yeah, I
mean he's
just
a
tried it.
fetishist of cum.
Yeah.
There.
No, but I'm all about cum play. To be clear, giving and receiving. Let's party, baby.
Okay, I'm
It's
not
hot.
judging
It's
you
really
or
hot.
in any way. I just find my own cum to be disgusting, and like I'm happy it's like out of me. Like stay
No.
out, go
The
away.
smell kind of turns me on too.
I just hate the smell.
Well,
I don't know.
because
Have you ever smelled it 3 days later?
No.
It might not smell the same.
You never ran out of underwear, Rob, and just didn't feel like going to the
Is
laundry.
the cum rag?
No, I meant like put the underwear back on, and then just don't change.
What if
I
he
mean,
shipped the cum DHL? Would that be a deal breaker?
Okay, to your point, Darren. Like I've put the underwear, like I've come, put the underwear back on, and then like the next morning or whatever, give it a sniff. Yeah, I like the smell.
I swear you.
I like the
I swear to
smell
God,
of
I'm
my
not
own
judging you.
odor.
I promise I'm not.
I don't care. I don't care. I mean,
I understand. I
don't
understand
feel
that to an
there's
extent.
anything
I
to
like.
be
I like
judged.
my. I like my own farts and all that. But no. Even if you didn't care that I'm judging you, I want to make it clear. You're my friend. I love you. I'm
Yeah.
not judging you. But I just hate. I hate cum is the substance that I can't stand.
Yeah, and also-
I like my own farts, for example.
Yeah, but
It's
cum
not-
is where you draw the line. See, farts.
That's
is
not the
odd
line.
one.
It's just two different odors that are different.
Yeah. Well, I think to me, the smell of cum, I just my mind associates it with like pleasure and sex. So it's a very positive smell for me. I don't have a negative connotation.
I mean, all of my experiences with my own cum involve pleasure and sex. I would say it's not. It's the
Yeah,
same
that's
thing.
fair.
It's not different because you're gay, but I just.
And
get
I
away
love
from me.
seeing it sprayed all over my lover.
That I don't mind. Like, or even if I'm jerking off, though, like I don't mind. Like seeing it come out is kind of a turn on, but like just the actual substance once I'm not in the mood anymore. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm not marinating in it. I want it off me right away.
Do you I have to ask both of you this? Like, what do you have an instant shift in like mental
Oh, yeah.
state right after you come? Like you're not interested in sex anymore?
Yeah. Every time. Yes.
If I'm on a hookup, 100%, I'm like, all right, I'm out of here. Bye.
Right.
Later,
Mission
thanks.
accomplished.
Yeah,
And
done.
if you're not, but if you're
But
with
if-
your lover, like
if I'm with my boyfriend, I very much love like, it's almost like we just completed like a heavy workout, and I like just laying there and like I'm into a post sex cuddle.
I agree with that too, but that's
have-
not sexual in nature for me. Like I just love this person and I want to wrap myself in them, like that. But
There's some teasing. There's like some massaging.
But the thought of sex at that point is like so far from my mind right after I nut.
I've had moments where, like it's been, we're cuddling, and we're just laying there long enough where
Long enough. Yes, exactly. It comes
I've
back.
recovered. Yeah, I've recovered enough physically to be able to go again, and those are the best.
Yeah, but I don't just mean physically. I mean, like, I will be spent, and I can't, because I'm old. I can't imagine like fucking again immediately. But that's separate. Like, I feel like even since I was 17 or whatever, my mind would turn off to sex right after an orgasm, and I was
Usually, yeah.
weird.
Have you guys ever come twice in a row?
Twice in a row. How
What does
long
that
would?
mean? Yeah.
How long is in a row?
Like within 2 minutes.
No, I can't. I can't get hard again like that quick. I can get hard fairly quick, but not in 2 minutes.
The way I can describe, like, it's happened to me a few times. It's the craziest feeling. And the way I can describe it is, so it would be trying to not be overly gross, but it would be like I'm about to, like, I'm about to finish, and like I'm jerking myself off, and right as I feel like I'm about to come, I push into the hole, and then I feel like, oh, I didn't unload all of my cum, like, like maybe the hole was a little looser, or what have you, or my mind might have been not there, and I feel like I have more cum in my nuts.
I've had that.
I'm still so hard that I'm able to, from my 20 years of intense jerking off, pull out and then jerk off out another load.
No, I've had
right
that
away, like right away.
No,
Like,
I've
like
had that
no
feeling.
Are you sure that the first load wasn't piss?
No, absolutely, because I pull out and I could see like the cream pie, so like there was absolutely cum, but I know that there's more cum. But here's the thing: if I wait too long, it's gone. Then I have that thing where like I can't come. Like I'm not. My mind isn't there. But if I'm like, if it's happening, like it all has to be. It's a very unique experience. It doesn't happen all the time.
Definitely unique, because that's happened to me ever.
But it is quite. It feels like the ultimate sexual achievement unlocked. And then like right after the second cum, it's like all the life has been drained out of me. Like I feel like a dried prune. Like I just have to lay down and like.
Rob, I've had that feeling you described where I feel like I didn't nut all the nuts, but that doesn't change anything. I'm still done. Like I'm still done.
Yeah.
I don't have the talent level that you have to squeeze more cum out.
It's mind over matter. And
Maybe
you gotta build it up. But that's why I'm very curious about Viagra, in the sense of like, does the Viagra counter that mental block that you and I are talking about, Darren, where you're like, I'm done with sex?
A guy I played poker with who was like 55 and took Viagra because he couldn't get it up told me that it doesn't do anything to your mental state of mind. Like it's a purely physiological erection. Like it just, your dick pops up and you could be not in the mood at all to fuck. Like you could change your mind. I pop some Viagra. Oh, fuck. I got to do some work. I fucked up. I got to forget sex. It doesn't matter. Like you could be totally out of the mood, but your dick is still raging hard. So it's like purely physiological.
So it's like high school.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but high school, you're still thinking about sex all the time.
But like you could be taking the SAT.
Yes.
It's just a boner pops up.
Yeah.
Exactly. But like I don't know about Sid, but I know Rob has a much higher sex drive than I do. And I feel like that's not because I'm old. I feel like I'm the same as I was when I was 20. Like if I really like you, I can be motivated to want to fuck, but I'm not constantly running around like trying. I've never been the guy that's like constantly trying to get ass, or I land in a new city and I got to see what ass is around, or I got to, you know what I mean? Like it's just never been me, but not to say I'm completely asexual or anything. Like if I love you, I feel like I gravitate towards a sexual relationship, but like I'm not. Just the stories Rob tells me, and again, not judging in any way. I think that's perfectly valid. I respect your lifestyle, but that's so far into how I approach sex that it's actually interesting to me to hear you talk about this stuff.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I'm a horny bastard. I'm a slut.
No, but again, don't put negative connotations on it. I totally respect you. I think you're great.
I am not. I don't define.
Are you going to say you don't care? I know.
Do you consider yourself a cum pig?
I was going to say I don't find the term slut to be a negative term.
Okay. I was concerned that you thought I thought something
No,
negative about it.
no. I think in fact it's a term of endearment. And yes, Sid, I am quite the cum pig. Call
Dusty,
me cum pig McGee.
Dusty asked me if I've ever eaten ass. The answer is no, but like what Rob said about the amuse-bouche with cum, I would say if I had someone I was deeply in love with or in a long-term relationship with, I would eat their ass. It's not something that's over a boundary for me. I've just never, it's not something that appeals to me. And I've never had someone who was that much into it that it was requested of me. So it just has not happened, but I wouldn't do it for a rando, like Rob said with the other person. But yeah, no, the answer is no. The reverse, the answer is yes. I think I
you're
told
in the
us.
Stephen A. Smith category.
Well, he didn't admit to it.
Well,
yeah.
I'll give my thoughts on this after you play the clip.
Let's play the clip. It's very quick. So
I did tell an ass-eating story on this show.
Yeah, I feel like
yeah, we used to talk about it all the time.
But
I mean, my personal
you and a
one,
girl. Yeah, hold on. Here's the Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, so what's with a
No
girl?
bullshit, Stephen A. No bullshit. Honest answer.
I don't bullshit.
No bullshit.
I don't bullshit.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Do you,
Okay.
Stephen A., eat ass?
Oh shit.
No.
You don't eat ass. That's an honest answer.
I don't
no?
have. No, that's
You've
that's
never
a
eaten-
I don't have to.
that's a- Never. I don't have to.
Never. Have you
I
gotten
don't
your
have
ass?
to.
Never.
I've never felt like I had to eat ass. Well, in the sense of like I had a gun to my head. That's
such a weird way.
No, I
That's
think
a
he
weird
means
way to
I'm
say it.
so great that I don't need to do that to impress a woman.
Right.
She's just impressed with me being Stephen A.
That's such a weird way to approach sex, though.
Yeah, like the whole thing is like I love eating ass. Like it is such a turn on for me to
But
do
it's
it.
a different thing in the gay world, I feel like, than in the
Certainly.
hetero world. It's a
Well,
little
I
bit
mean,
more
in the hetero
mainstream.
world, it would be eating cooch, right? Like eating a girl out. Wouldn't that?
No, it'd be like sucking dick. Sucking dick would be like eating a vagina.
But
Like you sucking a dick would be like a straight person eating pussy.
The motion of eating ass is identical to the motion of eating pussy.
But it's not about the motion.
He's
It
saying
absolutely is.
It's
he's
about
saying
more
this,
than
he's saying the woman's primary sexual organ is the vagina, and the man's primary sexual organ is the penis.
Yeah.
So if you want to compare them, you'd say sucking. I understand what you're saying, but it's also what Rob's saying is the primary whole of the sexual acts is the vagina versus the ass.
Fair.
Yeah. Like you're teasing a hole. You're still teasing a hole. A hole is a hole.
It's not
What
exactly.
is with you
the
and
same.
teasing, Rob?
What do you mean?
This is the second time you've used the word. I don't know. It's just a weird.
How am I
choice
supposed to say it?
Is it
Slobbering all over it?
teasing?
Can I say
don't-
something?
When I eat
You
pussy,
are.
I don't think I'm teasing someone.
You're teasing it with your tongue.
I'm licking it with my tongue. I'm not teasing anything. I'm pleasing.
I think
different.
the thought of eating ass is a lot more appealing than the reality of getting in on the ground and like the boots on the ground and
Yeah.
doing it. Like I just
There
feel
might
like
be a dingleberry there.
it's just too awkward for me. It's like if what happens if it stinks or like she didn't take care of herself or like I just don't want to even.
Then you just finger it a little bit and then you move away.
But then
You
your
move away.
finger stinks.
Then you don't put your finger in your mouth.
And then the whole time you're thinking, well, I can't use this one finger for anything else until
also
I've
Yes.
my hand.
What if I
This
get
is
a
where-
phone call? Like,
the whole thing. This is where communication is key.
well,
What if
Rob,
I
you
finger
bury
her
there.
vagina with that same finger? She gets an
You take a
infection.
pause.
Is
You
it my
take a
fault?
pause. Well, that's why I'm saying this is where the communication comes in.
Rob doesn't have a vagina to finger. That's the
You
difference.
you take a pause. You take a pause. Wash your hands. Tell her to take a
Awkward,
quick little
awkward.
rinse. It's
This is-
not.
you're way
you
too
do- you
confident,
make it.
man.
You make it unawkward. You make it not awkward. It's very easy to make.
But then
it
the
not awkward.
boner's gone. You've gone to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Soap is now involved.
Rob,
See,
It's
this
a-
is
it's
why
a
you
hand
don't watch
towel.
porn. This is why you
No.
don't watch porn because
Rob-
the porn is affecting your boner. Yes, the boner goes away, but if you haven't jerked off in a week, it's gonna come right back.
I
I
gotta
don't remember
stop
if I
you
told
there.
this story. I was on Chatterbait one time watching this woman that I watch sometimes, and she was playing with her butt, and she pulled the dildo out. And there was a piece of poop on it, and I've never gone back to her Chatterbait page since. She is dead to me. That
She
woman
has-
is dead to me because I
I
saw her
joke-
poop one time.
She has
Over.
struck gold.
You
Yeah,
discovered she's
over.
not a perfect person.
She's
that's-
canceled.
But Rob, I gotta stop you there because I feel like there's a
Somebody
different
stop me.
there's a different dynamic when you're fucking a man versus when you're fucking a woman. When
Yes.
men are horny creatures, men want to fuck. You're at the guy's house. He wants to fuck you. It's going to happen. Women are like a fireplace. You have to constantly be kindling. You can't stop and go. You can't. I'm telling you, this is a fact. You can't stop and go to the bathroom and wash your hands because you got a micromillimeter of poop on it. They'll leave. They'll get into Uber immediately. They can't.
Oh, he thinks I'm disgusting.
Either that, or the wetness faucet has turned off.
Look,
No,
I can't speak to this, but
I'm exaggerating by saying they'll leave. They won't leave, but the mood will be ruined, and it's sometimes very hard to rekindle that.
I think it's very much. I agree. It's a sensitive moment, and it's very much on you to communicate to the other person that they have nothing to be embarrassed about. It happens. We're just having fun. We just need to rinse off.
But once that conversation has happened, the mood is dead anyway because they
with
had
a
this
woman.
weird conversation.
That's fair.
There's another barrier here that I think I need to point out, and that is that when you're a man having sex with a man, some ass play is going to happen. It's factored in. You know it. So everyone has a code of ethics around
not
the
always.
asshole.
No, I want to be clear. Not always.
Okay,
Sometimes
that's fair.
clear that it's just there's no ass play, but it's communicated beforehand whether or not it would happen. And yes, if the person typically one person in the conversation identifies as the top, one identifies as the bottom. The bottom knows what they're getting into or what is about to be into them.
Yeah,
and they come prepared. Absolutely agree with you. Whereas I'm sure in a heterosexual scenario, it's much more spontaneous.
Ass is optional.
Totally get it.
So if you
they got to be washing their cooch before sex, right?
Yes,
they can't be washing their. They're not washing their ass.
But that's what I'm trying to get at, Rob. Is that
cooch okay?
Cooch is going to be on the menu, most likely, right?
Yes.
So just the same as ass is going to be on the menu. So there's more of an allowance for stuff with a vagina because it's going to happen. There's vagina things that happen that are understandable. Like she might queef. Who knows? But it's a little embarrassing. But you move on. But with ass, it's not expected. It's not like on the menu. So if something goes wrong in there, it's like an instant.
It's a wild card. Absolutely, it's a wild card.
Yes.
A cooch le monde. Dusty Rhodes Muffler says. Wait, so let's play the rest of this clip because we need to get to the goal.
Do we need to explain who Stephen A. Smith is to people?
Or does everybody sports analyst who is quite
sports shouter,
an eccentric personality.
He's a clown, basically.
Yeah.
Yells about sports.
Yeah, that's an honest answer.
I don't have. That's a God's honest answer. Never. I don't have to.
Never. Have you gotten your ass eaten?
Never. That's private.
Why not just say yes at that point? You're taking the fifth when you just
classy gentleman.
They just answered the other question.
Like it's shameful, Like he's saying that's probably it's something to be ashamed of, and I don't think it is.
Yes, but he's an older generational guy,
Yeah,
he's if we're going to explain who he is, he's like to this show's audience, he's like a 10 years younger Mike Francesa.
He's like a combination of Steve Harvey and Mike Francesa.
Exactly right.
Oh, perfect.
Very good.
Perfect. That's the perfect combination.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, ass is on the menu, boys.
R.I.P. this week stands for Rob's Infinite Pre-cum.
Oh wow, that's good. I had one. You trumped
me.
Mine was going to be representative in porn.
Oh, that's also good. Yeah.
But I like yours better. Yours is the best. Rob's Infinite Pre-cum.
Yeah.
Keeps flowing and flowing.
Pre-cum is so hot for me, by the way. When a guy is dripping and as I'm like teasing him,
I could.
Oh my God. That's the third teasing. What is going on?
What's the word you want? As I'm fondling him,
has Big T's paid you to fucking work their name into this podcast? What is going on? I'm gonna read your last Nutfest column and see how many times you use the word tea.
Enter promo code Livecast at
Yeah,
bigtease.com. Teasing to me is everything but like oral and penetrative sex. That's what teasing is, like massaging, rimming.
But
that's how I
rimming is oral. It's
I'm
oral
sorry,
sex.
A blowjob. I'm saying a blowjob. A blowjob.
Dusty wants to know if you've ever bullied an ass.
I've definitely bullied an ass.
Bully
I
Ray.
have definitely bullied an ass.
He's Bully Rob.
I have said very mean things to people while I was
But not the
entrenching on
ass.
their anus.
You bullied the person attached to the ass. Did you ever bully the ass itself?
I'm always very complimentary of the ass.
Oh. The ass ranks higher than the person attached to the ass.
Yes.
By the way, I got to take a second to talk about stamps.com and their new pre-cum glue that they've been using on their new stamps. Fabulous.
All natural. 100% all natural.
Rob, you get a chance to use those yet?
I actually have my own brand. That's what I do. As I'm teasing the boys in the pre-coming, I put it into a little bottle that I save for my stamps.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, promo code Mel.
Boys.
Promo code teasing.
Well, I hope if you're listening today, you learned something. I don't know what it was, but you learned something.
A lot about you.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, I think we've always learned a lot about Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of this stuff I've talked about even before I came out. So
I love light balls.
Now I'm just a little more specific and explicit about it. Quick Man Cometh, of all people, says lots of cum talk for a Saturday morning. LOL. I guess you're on the West Coast because it's Saturday afternoon over here, buddy, or ma'am, or person.
Right.
Well, it says man right in the name.
Well, he could be like Steve Blackman. He could be Quickman. Quickman Cometh.
Yeah, fair enough.
We don't know where the comma is. Let's talk about our Spotify playlist. Every week, each of us picks a song, and we throw it up on a Spotify playlist that we call the RIPL Livecast Music Break, and it's nice. It's very nice. And we're adding stuff every week. Trying to get the playlist loaded as I talk here. It's not going, but I think I got it. All right, here it is. So this week, my pick is from the Japanese band Boris. I'm picking the song Pink. Sid and I had a conversation about this band earlier this week. What did you message me about them, Sid? What did they look like, you said?
I didn't say look like anything. I said something about they're not as good as the band Psy. Isn't that what I said? What? Oh, no. That's right. The Metal Injection tweeted something about a new release they put out, and the picture looked exactly like the cast of What We Do in the Shadows. That's what it made me think of immediately. Do you have the picture, Rob?
I'm trying to find it in our conversation archive. But yeah, so then I was just like, oh, that's actually here it is. That's actually a really good band. And then I was telling Sid that he actually would enjoy them because they kind of have grunge elements to their music.
Sid likes grunge?
I did. I mean, I did.
Yeah, it's like alternative. It's like alternative rock and grunge elements. They did a split with the Melvins. They're great. I very much.
Doesn't that look like What We Do in the Shadows next season?
Yes.
100%.
It's very accurate. They're great. They're a great droney noise band. So I picked. Surprisingly, a lot of their stuff is not on Spotify, but their most famous album, Pink, is on Spotify, and I picked the title track from the album, which is a catchy little number.
Nice.
Darren, what did you pick?
Oh, well, I heard that Ringo Starr canceled his North American tour, which is very sad.
Yeah, he was touring with COVID.
Apparently he was about to tour with COVID because he has it, right?
Yep.
So,
The joke being that the headline posted in the Discord was like, Ringo Starr cancels North American tour with COVID. was the headline, and I'm like, wait a minute, he's touring with COVID?
their stuff isn't on Spotify, unfortunately. But he's I mean, I didn't know they were touring, but that would be something I would take my mother to because she loves the Beatles, and you're not going to see George Harrison touring anytime soon. So Ringo's what you got, but I do love Ringo Starr. I would say I love his solo work after the Beatles, probably second only to George Harrison. I like George
Really?
Harrison number 1 and Ringo because I just feel like Paul McCartney and John Lennon both became so self-serious. Like a lot of their shit is just so they're talented musicians, clearly. It goes without saying, but like it's just not my vibe, man. I just don't like Wings that much, and I don't like any
I never got into the Paul McCartney solo stuff.
And there was just
There's
too
a lot
much
of really, really corny stuff. And like there's good stuff in Paul McCartney's solo history, but there's a lot of really corny stuff as well.
But like Ringo's the one of the 4 that just didn't take himself that seriously. Like he kind of just grasped the fact that he was in the Beatles as a kind of a joke, and the fact that he was famous was kind of a joke. And he's a pretty good musician, and it's just like kind of fun music, pop music. And the song I played was the No No song, which was a big single of his about quitting drugs. He quit drugs, apparently, well, allegedly. And the song is about people tempting him to do drugs, and he's saying no to them. So
nice.
It's a very, very good song, and I have a lot of respect for Ringo. I think he took a lot of shit throughout his career. And of course, he made $1 trillion, so that kind of helps you get over it. But he took a lot of unfair shit, and he's criticized a lot. And I have a lot of respect for him, and I like him. And I hope he gets over COVID.
I want to point out that so I never listen to Ringo's solo stuff because I always assumed based on the jokes that he was a joke. And it wasn't until watching the Beatles documentary on Disney Plus that I realized his true talent, which is, sure, he was not the best drummer, but he was always in the pocket. He was always there right behind John and Paul and never fucked up and like always knew exactly the right thing to play. And that's not easy to do at all.
Agreed. He's a very competent drummer. I would say.
Yes. And Sid, who did you pick?
Well, another conversation Rob and I had this week was about Kevin Smith and how we both used to be big fans and how over it we are. And I guess Clerks 3 is coming out, and neither one of us.
I think it's out already.
Yeah, Rob is sort of curious. I am definitely not curious. But one thing that Kevin Smith was good at least back in the day, was having good soundtracks to his movies. And so I picked the song Suzanne by Weezer, which is the song that plays over the closing credits of Mallrats, which was always my favorite Kevin Smith film, even though it's maybe not the best. For some reason, I just have a soft spot in my heart for it.
Well, you know what's funny? He always knocks it because it's the one that got the most studio notes.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue it's one of his most confident films because
dumb and fun.
Notes.
It's just
he needs notes. He needs notes.
Yeah, he absolutely needs notes.
I just watched Dogma yesterday, just totally by coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you were picking that song or anything, and that needed some notes. But it's a good movie. It's not a bad movie, but it's just like pure Kevin Smith like unchecked whatsoever with a lot of money. It's like,
but that's the thing, exactly. Like that was before. Like now, I think he's even more unchecked because it's
now nobody's paying attention.
Yeah.
Then he was like, actually, it was in theaters and it was a big deal when there was a Kevin Smith movie.
Right, and that right now he just has his audience and he plays just to them as opposed to trying to expand his audience. It is not good. I tried to watch the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and I couldn't even make it through 20 minutes. It was
not Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. They did another one.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is very good.
Yeah, that was maybe the last movie of his that I enjoyed, and that was if he stopped there, it would have been great.
Yeah,
he should have retired.
He likes making movies, and he's got the ability to do it. So
they did a new Jay and Silent Bob movie, and the joke, and it's basically the same beats as the original movie, but like the joke is it's a reboot, and they have to stop the reboot. And the thing that really kills me is that Jay, he's had like jaw work done.
Yeah, he's had a tough time.
He doesn't like. He has. I feel a hard time talking, or he sounds so different that it's hard to watch. It's not. I don't know.
And his whole shtick is like funny quips and one-liners too, so it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, his timing is off.
You know what? I know we're kind of a roast show. That's a big part of what we do. But I will never talk too much shit about Kevin Smith because I can pick apart some of his movies that suck for sure. But I think he's a good guy. And I think he's done a lot of good, in movies. And I think he's like one of the few people that cares about making movies now, that making them, making cinema whether it's good or shitty, we can debate that forever. But I think like he actually cares about making good movies, so I try not to dunk on him too much.
I don't think he does because he hasn't made a good movie in fucking a decade.
Well, no, that's fair. That's fair. Well, maybe I'm not conveying what I'm thinking. Like, I think he cares about the craft of making movies. That doesn't necessarily mean he's producing good movies.
I get what you're saying.
I think he's checking the tide of like just movies becoming a fucking grind out, cash machine.
Well, that's what actually turned me sour on him is once like in the last decade or so how
it was before that.
But I guess it was even in Dogma. Like he was the first person to over merchandise everything, and I got so annoyed.
He's the first,
just like I don't know the first, but just every
Star
fucking.
Wars.
Well, that's where he got his inspiration.
Yeah, like every aspect of his movie is merchandising. Every shirt everybody is wearing is a shirt that you could buy. And I think what like really annoyed the shit out of me is like every premiere he would show up to he would be wearing those Jenko shorts and just a fucking Moobies or whatever hockey jersey, like a branded a Kevin Smith branded hockey jersey.
He's just a schlumpy guy though.
His whole life was shilling his shitty merch.
That's for me, when I first got into him, it's this indie filmmaker. Like, I thought I was getting into the Fugazi of movies, but then I found out the whole time he was aspiring to be Kiss. If that makes sense with the
that's a little harsh.
And it was just like,
I don't think he's going full Gene Simmons. I mean,
dude,
he sells his stuff, but
back in the day, like when I was still in college, he had his website, and I remember the thing that really turned me off. There was like he was selling like a box set of the first 3 movies, except it was not the first 3 movies. It was literally just a box that you could put your pre-existing DVDs of the first 3 movies in.
Oh my God.
So he was selling the box for the box set that you already had to purchase separately.
Did it cost as much as a box set?
What is this guy doing? He literally everything has to be sold. And I was just like, all right, this is a bit much.
That doesn't bother me as much. I'm not going to deny what you're saying, but like that doesn't. I mean, I feel like making the movies separate from what you do, like post when you're merchandising the movie. It's like I can overlook some of that. You got to make a fucking living, all that stuff. I don't think he's Gene Simmons level. I think that's overselling it.
Because he never got big enough to be. But I think he would have if he could have.
All right. I respect your opinion. I'll agree. I'm a big Kevin Smith fan, although I agree with your assessment of some of his shittier movies because nobody's perfect. But
the last one I saw was either Clerks 2 or Zack and Miri. I don't think I've seen a single one of his movies since then.
You didn't see Tusk?
No.
That's probably, I would say, his worst movie. Because it's like, it's trying to not be a Kevin Smith movie really hard. And it still leaks into it, which makes it way worse than when he leans into it, which is way better.
Yeah, I watched Zack and Miri make a porno, which I thought was fine.
It's fine. It's a good word for that.
Clerks 2 was all right, but it was like already pushing it.
Yeah.
It was.
Clerks 2 I enjoyed Clerks 2, but it wasn't. I like Clerks 1 better.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Zack and Miri, the fine is the best way to describe that movie. It's a paint by numbers comedy. It's like,
and that's like barely a Kevin Smith movie because it doesn't really have like the New Jersey universe references in it, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's just like a rom-com kind of thing that he did.
It's like Judd Apatow movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically the formula there.
Yeah. But yeah, so I picked Suzanne by Weezer.
Sorry, we got way off.
It's fine. It's fine. It's a good song.
Have thoughts on...
Speaking of Pete, things that I think of Jump the Shark, Weezer. So it's from before Kevin Smith jumped the shark and from before when Weezer jumped the shark.
Since we're talking about movies, did you see Bodies, Bodies, Bodies? I had to watch that for a class, actually. It's a movie. It's just with Pete Davidson and a few other like mildly famous people. He's like by far the most famous.
Yeah.
Who's the other dude?
I saw the trailer for it.
Who's the other dude, Rob? You got that pulled up? The guy with the long hair. He's been in a bunch of stuff too. Like a big. Let me look at it. I'll figure out. But anyway, it's about. It's very misleading. It's like the trailer is like it looks like Euphoria, but a comedy, and it's like lots of Gen Z people and like they're all partying and stuff, and then it becomes like a horror mystery movie. But it's really not that. Like it's like very good social satire, and I don't want to ruin it if you want to watch it. But I was going into this movie expecting to fucking despise this movie.
Oh, but
It looks like something I would hate, and it looks like something the two of you would hate if you just watched the trailer. I was forced to watch it for school, and I wound up really liking it.
Huh. Okay.
So I recommend it.
Is it streaming anywhere, or is it just in theaters? Or
Oh, it's on one of the services. I
think it's on Peacock.
Oh,
it wasn't Peacock that I watched it,
no?
But yeah, it's on something.
I'll check. Well, either way. Also, I want to mention our Patreon, patreon.com/RIPLivecast. $5 a month gets you access to 2 bonus episodes a month. And we just posted a brand new bonus episode earlier this week, or today.
Yeah.
Earlier today. And it is a watch along of Theodore Rex, starring Whoopi Goldberg, playing against a dinosaur, a humanified,
anthropomorphic dinosaur.
Anthropomorphic. Thank you. Anthropomorphic. T-Rex. It's brutal. She literally had to be sued to perform in the movie,
and we go very much in depth on that story as well.
Very fascinating.
So it's great.
You could see her; she looks like a hostage making this movie.
Seriously,
it comes through in her performance.
Absolutely, and lots of great stuff on our OnlyFans over 2 years.
On our OnlyFans.
On our OnlyFans. On our.
Wow.
I haven't gotten any checks from that, Rob. I'd like to know what you're doing with that money.
OnlyFans and Patreon, they're basically the same, right? Just nude and not nude.
Well, apparently you can have not nude OnlyFans, which I didn't know until last week.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not. You don't have to have porn on there; they just allow it.
Right, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think Cardi B. Yeah, because Cardi B, I remember she's like Cardi B launching an OnlyFans, but it's really
I thought
like a fan club.
But I thought Cardi B's OnlyFans, like she showed her tits and stuff, like not sex, but I thought she.
No, it was like Q&As and stuff. It was totally non-sexual.
Oh, that's misleading. You think anyone demanded their money back from Cardi B?
I don't think. I think she made it explicit on the sign-up page that there was no.
Do you think people read that shit? They just click right through to get to the tits.
That's on them.
Caro de Bear.
Just Google Cardi B breasts and.
I know, but there's something about like new breast pictures I've always found interesting. Like when you know what I mean? Like someone you're in a relationship with, but they just send you a nice new half naked picture. You've seen those tits a billion times, but there's just something sexy about it.
That's true. That is true.
Quick Van Comment says OnlyFans is Patreon, but with more dongs. Shark Kitty says more dongs per square inch.
And sometimes the dongs are just a square inch.
Oh no, that's less than it's an inch on each side.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a chode and it's tiny.
It's a Lego chode.
Oh, tiny tuna can, like in those little doll houses where there's like little teacups. It's a little tuna can on the table, the dining table.
Rob's getting hungry.
No, not for square inch penis. Even
no, just for tuna.
For
tuna. Actual tuna.
Actual tuna, not metaphorical tuna.
What if a penis was the size of a sunflower seed? Would you eat that? Would you kick that guy out? I know you're very body positive, but come on. A sunflower seed sized dick?
I don't got to look at his dick. He could be wearing a jock strap the whole time. It's fine.
Okay.
The jock strap would just slink right off. There's nothing to support it.
Shark Kitty 1 says squared circle penis. Rob, get that going. Trademark that.
Yes. Gay porn stars who like wrestling. There's your next podcast, Rob.
Squared circle dick.
Sure, that's it. That's good too. Shark Kitty gets 10% of the proceeds.
I'm actually relaunching Squared Circle soon. So.
Now, would you interview porn stars about wrestling or wrestlers about their dicks?
Both. Wrestlers about their porn habits and how they get laid on the road.
Val Venus, episode 1. Gotta be.
Yeah.
Katie Vick, episode 2.
Oh,
turned into a bit of a weird libertarian kind of guy.
Val Venus.
Val Venus. Yeah.
And MAGA. He's like a MAGA pro capital riot.
Oh, that's sad.
Anti-taxation.
I
like
mean,
very weirdly into pot. Like I think he owns a dispensary. I don't know.
that sounds like a
It's
Republican.
a little much.
Yes, John Boehner
Yeah.
owns a dispensary. Whatever.
Right wingers who like to smoke weed are libertarians. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got to say, someone who probably made a fair amount of money, who got dropped on his head a lot, that's a good recipe for being a Republican.
Yeah. Herschel Walker.
See,
there you go.
Kane. Yeah. Glenn Jacobs. Yeah.
CTE and money. That's a Republican.
So, $5 a month get you all the bonus episodes. $10 a month, you're a top Livecast fan of the week. And what does that mean? You get a shout out at the end of the show, which is right now.
Do it
How
as
we doing the shout out?
Jerry Nadler.
Oh no.
Doing a porno.
Oh no.
All right, Eric, get over here on the couch. It's going to be you and Benjamin on this side, and then El Duderino, you and Dan are going to double team Sam. I am. Now, Mindy Maya, open up that kippa, because Gender and Massachusetts want to rob a ganoush, a.k.a. Justin, all over it.
Oh.
And then you're going to be drinking some Camel Decaf. And Rob Vampiro, I want you to know that Hugo likes the tacos. So open up your taco. Philando Danks and LaCroix. Corey and Scotty H, you're too young to be in here. Get out of here. And Doug Pigman. Oh, are you a pig man or are you a cum pig? We need to know for what scene we're putting you in. And Douglas, who are you, Levison? And guys, it's Josh.
Gotta say, I'm a little disappointed Jerry Nadler didn't tease anyone.
Oh. Well, he was doing character, not himself.
That's Rob's brand.
I like the cheese. That's gonna be the new shirt in the Livecast merch. It's just gonna say tease. Teaser.
I'm in.
Teasing.
Just
tease.
put it over the.
Tease. I am a tease.
Put it over the Robber cartoon character and just put teaser rather than robber.
All right.
Man, we went way long today. Free content, everybody.
We love you. We kiss you. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.